Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the Infinity Vision platform. Right now I'll be doing one such question that came in your JEE Main examination. This question came on 1st September 2021 and this question came on second shift. So let us see this question first. Question says, when a body slides down from rest along a smooth inclined plane making an angle of 30 degree with the horizontal. That means if I'll take this example in which a body is sliding down an inclined plane just like this, making an angle 30 degree with the horizontal. Let this be the body which is sliding down. In first condition it is in frictionless surface. Okay, it takes t time to come down. So let it has fallen a distance of L length. Okay, and it takes t time to reach the bottom. Okay, now when the same body slides down from the rest along the rough inclined plane making the same angle and through the same distance, it takes alpha t time. So that means in second situation, if again this angle is also 30 degree, again it will fall down. In the second condition it has got friction and let friction coefficient is mu. Okay, where alpha is the constant greater than 1 and coefficient of friction between the body and the rough surface and the rough plane is this much is given to you. So where x is, you need to find out the value of x. Okay, so again it has to fall the same distance, but the time it takes is t alpha or alpha t. So this is greater than this time. Obviously it would be greater because the friction will keep on acting and it will come to the bottom. Okay, in both the conditions the displacement it takes is same. So we can easily write it up the equation because at its highest point its speed was 0. So and along this inclined plane it was along this inclined plane its acceleration is always equivalent to g sine 30 degree. So we already know that if theta is an angle of the inclination, the body comes to the bottom with an acceleration of g sine theta. Okay, so this is the value of g sine theta. So it would be g sine 30 degree. So g sine 30 degree is nothing but sine 30 degree is half, so it would be equivalent to g by 2. So finally the acceleration with which it will fall down is g by 2 and the length is this initial. So we will be writing the equation displacement is equal to ut plus half a t square. Initial speed is 0, so plus half a t square. Okay, so this is the expression that you are getting. In the second scenario, g sine theta becomes the downward acceleration, but in the backward direction friction is also acting, so this would be minus of mu g cos theta. So the final net acceleration with which it will fall down is g sine theta minus mu g cos theta. Obviously it can easily be calculated as from the equation of net force, because if a body is in certain inclination with theta, so it will come down with a force of mg sine theta and the backward frictional force is mu mg cos theta. Don't you think? So the downward net force is mg sine theta minus mu mg cos theta. So this is the net force divided by mass. So this would be the net acceleration with which it will fall down while friction is acting on it. Okay. So that means again, so this is the net acceleration that we are getting. So the acceleration is g sine 30 degree, which is g by 2, minus of mu g cos 30 degree. Cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2. Okay, so this is the net acceleration. And again it has to fall the same distance, so there is displacement must be equal to ut plus half a t square. So initial speed is again 0, so it would be equivalent to half a t square. What is a over here? A is g by 2 minus mu g root by 2 a t square. And what about t? The time it takes is alpha t square, so it would be equivalent to alpha square t square. So this is the expression that we are getting. This is the first equation, this was first equation, this is the second equation that we have got. Okay, again these two would be equal because the length it takes both the body to covers is similar. So these two expressions would be equal. So finally you'll what you'll be getting as this g by 4 t square must be equal to half g by 2 minus mu g root 3 by 2 alpha square t square. Okay, now we have to solve this expression and eventually we'll get the answer. We'll further solve it. Here it would be equal to g t square by 4 in the left hand side. So it will be multiplied will multiply half and alpha square t square to the both the terms. So eventually you'll be getting as g by 4 alpha square t square minus mu g root 3 by 4 alpha square t square. Okay, in order to find out mu, this term will go over there and this term will go over there. So it will come over here. So mu g root 3 by 4 alpha square t square must be equal to, it will go over there. So g by 4 alpha square t square minus g t square by 4. Again g can be easily, we can easily cut it like this. T square can also be cut it like this. Okay, so solving further, what you will be getting is mu root 3 by 4 alpha square must be equal to, this would be 1 alpha square by 4. Okay, 4 can also be cut it like this. Okay, so finally in the expression it would be like mu root 3 alpha square. Okay, so it would be equivalent to alpha square minus of 1. So mu must be equal to alpha square minus 1 divided by alpha square again by 1 by root 3. So it is somewhat equal to this term that we have already got. So what would be the value of x over here? X must be equal to 3. By comparing these two terms you can easily find out that the value of x is 3. So that means 3 is our correct answer that we need to get. I hope this question is clear to everyone. Thank you.